welcome. Today we're going to be going over Soul Provider, which is an expansion pack you will be able to find in the MPC store. Soul Provider is just going to be full of different samples, drums, also small audio melodic sample chops that I like to use as ideas and getting started with different ideas. As you will see right now when we're building this beat, different sample chops that we could use for textures, and we can start adding our own instruments on top of that. Not only the sounds, but we can also see how they're curating these sample packs with some of the plugins that we all have in the MPC. These are stock plugins that we will explore and see how they're using these plugins to make the drum stand out. I've actually learned a lot by just seeing some of the settings they're using with the plugins. More on that in a few minutes. Let's jump right into it and check out some of the sounds that we'll get. So right here we have Soul Provider, and we can actually go right here to these four little squares, which we will be able to listen to the drum programs that are already put together. Nice. Wow. You will hear a small, like a 4-bar loop of a beat, and the sounds that you're listening to is the actual one-shots that we'll load up with this kit right here. So let's say we actually like how that one sounds, we'll load it up. And once we load that up, we go to our main menu or our main page, and right here we will see that kit loaded up. So it just gets you started, and this is very helpful for those of us that are just getting started with sampling and just studying how this is all put together. Let's actually keep going. I'm actually going to go over here to the top. This drum program, if I load this one up, it's actually full of pure melodic sample chops. It's like every 4 pads will contain 1 bar of sample chops. So this is actually really cool because, again, they're ideas that get the ball rolling for me. Oh, yeah. Like, let's say right here, I already have like ideas. The way I'm using these melodic sample chops, they're just ideas that are laying down the foundation, not just the foundation, but the texture. I think that's something that's very important. That's why I like sampling from vinyl, because I like the texture more than anything. I like the sound, the crunchiness that it gives me. And when I add my drums, my bass, some plug-in instruments, I just like that foundation that it lays down with those sample chops. So for me, this right here, I love how that feels, the sound of it, the quality of it. I'm actually gonna tap this out. That's at about 80 beats per minute. I'm actually gonna leave it exactly at 80 beats per minute. Hit do it, and let's lay that down. Yeah. Again, this is just the skeleton, the foundation that's gonna put the beat together. We can actually go to our browser and just listen to some other drums they have. With that sample, woo! Golly, that sounds good. Okay, so now I'm gonna go right here. God. Man, so that's the thing that I was just mentioning a few minutes ago, how all these drums, this entire kit right here, it all blends together. Each one shot is the kick that's carrying along with some hi-hats, and the hi-hats with those kicks, it just creates a groove that not all of us have that natural groove. Now, having that help right there in one pad, it's very helpful. So I can lay that down and already have that groove with me. Woo! God. I tried these right here, but I actually didn't like how those sound, so I can transpose that, bring those down. Gonna add that open hat. Just at the fourth bar at the end. That's nice. Now, once I have that, I'll go back to that sample chop. I think it was it was these right here. I can go in right here, and the cool thing about the MPC is that we could detect the key that the sample's in. So if I go to my program editor, if I'm right here with the sample chops, I go to my program editor, I go into sample, and in this sample page, I'm able to see the key, GM. So it's telling me that the key of the sample is in G minor. So if I want to start adding some other one-shots or some key group programs on top of this, I already know that the key of that sample is in G minor. So if I jump into the browser, I actually can go into, this is other expansion pack. This one's called Vintage Provider. Vintage Provider is going to be a bunch of key groups. So there's no drums or one-shots with drums, but this is full of key group programs, and we'll actually listen to some of these instruments right here. So there's some bass lines. Ooh, that sounds nice. Woo! Let's load a few of these and see which ones are going to work for us. All right, so we loaded up 3 different key groups, and this is from Vintage Provider. So if I go to track 3, since these are key group programs, we're not going to go to our drum programs. We're actually going to jump into our key group programs, which is going to be this little piano icon. Click that, and now we can bang through the different key groups that we loaded up right here. But before we start triggering these key groups, I want to set the key of this key group program. So if I jump into where is it, notes right here, if I hit shift notes, now remember that the sample was in G minor, so I'm gonna make sure I go to G right here, G major, G minor. Now these keys should match the sample, so now I can start adding my own touch on top of that sample that we were just using. Okay, so that's matching on top. I'm gonna go ahead and record that. Yeah. Now, as we're playing with these key groups, you will notice, and this is actually really cool when you're downloading these expansion packs, is that if you open up this little eyeball icon, you will see on the key group program, the 4 little squares right here, you'll see this insert sheet right here, or what plugins they're using. These are all stock plugins, so everybody will have these plugins. I don't know about you, but I like to look at this stuff and just kind of learn how they're using the phaser, the tremolo, the compressor, VCA. I've never used the compressor VCA, but whatever they're doing right here, that's how it sounds with all these plugins. Now, if we turn off these plugins, let's see how it sounds without these plugins. That's pretty interesting. Like, it just sounds like a boring, normal key group program. But when you turn on these plugins, it kind of gives it that vintage vibe with some of that phase, the tremolo, the compression. So I'm able to kind of study what they're doing. It's like the compressor, how they're using this compressor. Now on track 4, actually, I'm going to go into an instrument plugin, and I'm actually going to use an instrument plugin that we'll get right here. We go into some of the sounds that we have right here. Let's go into Mini D. I actually like some of the bass sounds on in Mini D. Let's go to the 90s bass. Yeah, let's record that. I'm actually gonna nudge this over. Oh. Oh man. Okay, so as you can see, you start building the foundation with what we started with, a simple 4-bar sample. That was our foundation. I like the sound of it, the texture that it gave us. Just using those, it allowed me to get started and start building on top of that. I can continue to add more tracks, more instrument plugins. Oh man, so you get the idea. Now this is fun for me. I'm having a lot of fun putting this together with something that just kind of started. I hope you guys found this video useful. If you guys are interested in any of these sounds, make sure you guys go check out some of their expansion packs in the MPC store. I'll leave you guys right here. Thank you so much. Y'all have a blessed day. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.